Well, we are going to start things off and ask you the question, how many of you want to start your career in one of the most in-demand trades right here on the island? Talking, of course, about diesel mechanics. Very, very high-paying job, very, very much in demand. And joining me now to talk about this is the one and only Denise Mendiola, the Assistant Director of Continuing Education Workforce Development, and Tishana Smith, the Program Coordinator of Workforce Development. Ladies, can I take a breath and just regain the air in my lungs after your mile-long titles, but very, very well deserved, by the way.
Because words are just long.
Yeah, and very well well earned, I should say, because you guys are making these boot camps available for basically anybody who wants to level up their skill set, get a chance to maybe either move laterally in their career or completely pivot and take on an entirely new career.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Level up, definitely.
Absolutely. So, Tishana, there are actually 2 boot camps that we have coming up,
yes.
Which are equally in demand, equally rewarding. So can you tell us about those, please?
So we have the Diesel Mechanic Bootcamp 2. That's going to start, the orientation for that bootcamp will be June 23rd. It'll go through August 16th. So the individuals will earn 3 credits each in 3 different types of diesel mechanic courses, which give them a total of 9 credits. And that helps if they want to pursue their college education. They're already starting out with 9 credits once they complete this boot camp. Mm-hmm. They'll also earn a work keys assessment. That's a certificate that's nationally recognized, a work ethic, and an OSHA 10 certification.
All right, and there is the very lovely flyer right there, showing kind of some, I mean, if you're going to be a diesel mechanic, that's a very wide range of career positions that you can get into. I mean, is this necessarily working on the diesel systems themselves or even the vehicles that require diesel fuel?
Yes, it's the heavy equipment trucks. That's
very
very
nice.
In demand right now.
Yeah, so you could get into any number of industries. You could work at the federal level. I know that, the military, I mean, talk about heavy metal. That's those guys. That wasn't intended to be a joke, but I'll take it. So no, but point being, this is something that's going to really benefit your career. There's certainly a lot of job opportunities for that kind of thing. And is this the standard 12 weeks GCC bootcamp?
This will run a little, if I'm not mistaken, yes, around 12 weeks or a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to calculate it in my head how many weeks from the start to the end. Yes.
Are there any prerequisites? Because I mean, that is a very technical discipline.
Not for this.
Okay. So
No.
anybody that wants to get into it.
Anybody, I mean, there are eligibility requirements.
Even 48-year-old broadcasters who
That's
may be
fine.
considering like a lateral change.
Sure, as long as you're underemployed, unemployed, have a valid driver's license, and of course are able to work in the U.S., are 18 years of age or older, have a high school or GED equivalent. As long as you meet those qualifications, then yes.
Okay, now Denise, this is one of several boot camps, of course, that you've put out and everything. This being like a little bit more technical. You've had those in shipbuilding, ship repair, obviously. Why did you pick this particular discipline, and what made you actually want to develop this curriculum for diesel mechanic? Yeah, why diesel?
Why diesel? Because it's very much in need. We had employers that have come to us many times over the past few years that have been looking for diesel mechanics, and they're really hard to find. The ones that are in place are happy where they are, so they're not going to move around.
If I got those kind of paychecks,
Yeah.
I'd be happy too.
They're either going to move up or they're going to move out. And so there's a need to start building the capacity in that industry because of the need in transportation. So we have this increase in the transportation industry. We have more trucks moving. And so with the trucks, they need to be fixed. We have a lot of construction going on. So with that heavy equipment, those need to be maintained and fixed. And so these diesel mechanics are critical to that industry, and we don't have enough.
Absolutely. So the demand is there. So everybody, we're going to tell you how to register in just a few moments. So sit tight for that. Now, Tishana, for those people that don't want to necessarily take care of a big hunking piece of metal machinery, you also have another boot camp coming up for people that want to provide another level of care.
Yes, we have the Medical Home Health Aid Caregiver Boot Camp. It's our boot camp number 3. That's coming up. The orientation for that boot camp will be on July 28th, and then we actually start the course in caregiving on August 1st. And that's a shorter boot camp than the diesel. That will run from August 1st to August 12th. And in addition to the caregiving course, this one though unfortunately is not a accredited course. But they will also be providing, they'll be able to take the Heart Saver course, which is a first aid, CPR, and AED course that will give them 1 credit, and it'll also give them the certification in that.
I was going to say, a lot of people have been talking about that, especially during and after the pandemic, because if you are a caregiver, typically, I mean, you know how things go, like on Guam. It's like, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm taking care of my Nina, or, you know, grandma takes care of the kids while, you know, mom and dad are off at work. But there is certification for this,
Yes.
like on the national level. Obviously, there are a bunch of skills that have to go into this, you know, health and nutrition. And like you said, you know, emergency care. If something, you know,
Yes.
knock on wood, if something should go wrong, you probably have to know CPR. You have to know, you know, how to contact emergency services.
Yeah, so there'll be 3 environments that the students will be exposed to. That's, of course, the residential homes, clinics, and then the hospitals.
Now, what kind of applicants are you looking for this? Because again, I mean, we've talked about this with Jane Flores, also of GCC, a couple weeks back, and she said there are actually many of our islands retirees in Manumco who are now looking like for a little side hustle, and they're like, hey, you know, I took care of my grandkids, you know, for years, or, you know, like, or my godchildren, and now I can actually do this for a few hours a day and make, you know, some pretty good money.
Well, we have 2 employer sponsors on board, and so they're also requiring that the individuals have a valid driver's license, so that they can be able to go from resident to resident for the caregivers, and then again, be 18 years of age or older, high school or GED equivalent, unemployed or unemployed.
Okay, and I guess I heard myself say that. Denise is a certified pro on calling me when I mess up, right?
Always.
So yeah, thank you. I greatly appreciate that. It's allowed me to get where I am in life. So
Right.
so much.
You're welcome.
So much thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. I realize I was saying that maybe in the context of like nannies or people that watch it, but caregiver again is very broadly defined. So exactly what scope of caregiver are we talking about?
Well, these are folks that, you know, if you think about the pandemic and getting out of the pandemic, there are still people that are experiencing long-term symptoms or issues. And so there still needs to be a level of care for them. There are people that are, you know, the people that are in, not necessarily going into senior homes, senior care homes, so they are being cared for at home. There's hospice care. I mean, there's a whole range. But what separates them or makes them different from just a regular caregiver is that they receive the certifications, they get credentialed, they get real technical skills, training, and so they're more qualified. Somebody you want to trust that person that's going to take care of your loved one, and so that's why they go through this training program.
And I can only imagine when somebody says, yes, I've completed the GCC Bootcamp in caregiver training, your phone is going to ring off the hook with job offers, opportunities, people asking, you know, send me your CV, just, you know, take my money, please, because I have someone who is in need that really needs care.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so now we've whetted the appetite out there. If anybody wants to be a diesel mechanic or a caregiver, how can people register?
They can either email us at workforce at guamcc.edu, or they can call me at 671-735-5640, and my extension is 5412.
Okay, so speaking of ring off the hook and everything, get ready for that, because once you say it on KUM, you know.
No worries.
Yeah.
I have it tells me if I've missed calls, so
There you go.
And she's standing by right now.
I'm standing by. Please call.
Okay, so Denise, you've been holding these in-person training curricula for quite a while, right? This isn't like Zoom where you can just accommodate 300 people. So there is a finite number of people that can avail of this, right?
Absolutely.
How many seats have you got available?
20. 20.
Okay, and these are going to fill up fast, I
20
guarantee
is the
it.
magic number, yeah, and the reason why is because of capacity in the classroom, and we want to make sure that they get the level of attention that they should receive from the instructor, and so at the we listen to what the instructors prefer, and 20 is the magic number. So there is a finite number; it's limited. I suggest that they call and just find out more information if it's something for them, and then we help walk them through the steps.
And may I add, it's free.
Please.
It's free.
I was just about to ask cost, because I was going to get out my checkbook and start like.
Both of my boot camps are of no cost to them. We provide the textbooks, the PPEs, the instruction, the credits, everything. Tuition and fees are all covered.
Okay, so for those of you who fell out of your seat right now and said, wait, free? Yeah, okay, get back up on your seat, dust yourself off, and make sure to call Tashana, because she is going to pass on the information that you need. What is the start date for both of these courses?
Well, for like the boot camp orientation, that's what we consider the start of the boot camp. So it's going to be July 28th for caregiver, And for the diesel mechanic boot camp, it's June 23rd. Sorry, let me just
So soon.
check really quickly.
There you go. We're gonna bring it up there. And
yes, June 23rd.
unfortunately, our screen here in the studio is far away, and I suffer from Kitan disease, so I can't see what the. Oh, there. Yeah, there you go.
I can't see it either.
June 23rd for diesel.
Just guess.
Okay, well, so that does mean you do have some time if you're listening, everybody, and you want to take advantage of these boot camps. Please do, because again, completely free, a set number of seats. There are 20 seats, so everybody, please don't wait, don't dilly-dally, don't do tomorrow time. Get your applications in soon, because this will only benefit your life. You're going to see immediate dividends when you undertake this amazing training.
Yeah. And they should really call, because for those that don't qualify for whatever reason, there are other programs in place that we can move them into to help get them on that path. So if they don't have GED, they don't have a high school diploma, we can help them get that to get to the other point.
Excellent. So this isn't basically like a pass-fail application process. Yeah, so you're able to help people no matter what.
Yes, definitely.
You guys are doing the Lord's work, man. So to Shauna and Denise, thank you very much.
Thanks, Jason.
Okay, and please stay tuned, everybody, because we are coming back, and when we do, we'll tell you how you can help save the coral reef. That's after this.